Werner, we've seen this currency effect hitting others here in Europe, notably Adidas got a big chunk out of its sales because of the euro. What does the strength of the euro in the first quarter mean for Bayer?
Yes, first of all, good morning. And as you rightfully point out, the operating performance of most European companies that have strong export businesses are very much masked by foreign exchange. I think it's very important to focus on the underlying performance. And we are pleased to report a sales increase by about 2% across the group against a very strong prior year quarter. And with that, also in terms of earnings, if you exclude currency, we actually match earnings of last year, which was also the strongest quarter in the year. And for the full year, we are confirming our operating guidance that we gave in February. And let's wait and see where currencies move. I remember last year when people were talking about parity of the euro dollar towards the end of the year, and I think the rest is history.
Monsanto's on track, right? Q2, it's going to get done?
Pardon? Yes?
Yeah,
we are on track for the remainder of the year, operational.
In terms of where the business goes next, obviously we're watching to see what happens, Werner, with the Monsanto deal. What you're saying this morning is you're not expecting any surprises. Is that what you're telling us?
Well, you know, we from the get-go, we communicated that we are planning for success. I'm happy to report that we make diligent progress with all regulators that are still open. Most predominantly, of course, in the US, we are in very good and constructive discussions with the DOJ. We are making progress in Europe. You've seen that we announced another sale of antitrust assets to BASF a few days ago, and with it, I can confirm that we continue to be very confident, actually very confident, that we are going to close this transaction in Q2.
Are there any more disposals, divestitures that you anticipate making, or have investors seen all of those sales necessary for the Monsanto closure?
Well, we have submitted the remedies that we understand to be necessary to close the transaction. Yet, as always in life, as long as we don't have a firm and formal final decision by the antitrust authorities, it's not up to me to comment on whether or not there are still things coming. I would, however, say that if anything is coming, it should actually be minor in the context of the overall scope of the transaction.
While you've been focusing on Monsanto, a lot has been happening in the pharma space. Do you now turn your attention to that side of the business?
Well, first of all, I think it's very important to understand that we have dedicated and focused management teams for all our operating divisions. So our pharma business is not detracted by what is going on with our crop division and Monsanto. If you look at our operating performance in pharma, I think it's important maybe to peel the onion a little bit. If you look at underlying sales and if you adjust for a baseline effect that relates to the expiration of a distribution contract for our hemophilia products, Cogenate and Kovaltry, our underlying growth is about 4%. We had a negative effect that is going to carry through into 2018 that stems from a routine FDA inspection, which cost us about 300 million for 2018. We are working diligently through the issues and findings, and we are actually well underway with our corrective action and fully expect to close out the warning letter by the end of the year. So nothing wrong in underlying performance. Actually, to the contrary, if you look at our top selling products, they have been up again by about 14% year over year in the first quarter. Xarelto, the fifth biggest drug in the world by now of all Rx drugs, up 13%, Eylea 19%, and overall, again, the top selling 14%.
Werner, you have showed that your agricultural business is recovering to some extent. I think you had sales growth in 3 out of 4 regions there. But we've been talking a lot here on Bloomberg Television about the real effects of climate change now on businesses. How do you see climate change affecting the Bayer business?
Well, there are different perspectives out there depending on who you talk. All of us know that. We think that climate change is real. We see it with significant climate volatility already. You see major weather events such as El Nino that have a lasting impact. And with it, we also see that our crop business is going to be challenged to produce better solutions for farmers so that farmers can better handle the effects of droughts or further stress on plants when they do farm. And that is what we are up for. We will actually be in an even better position to do that with a combination of our technologies with Monsanto. And we clearly see great opportunities for us to be part of a solution that is meaningful for farmers and consumers alike going forward.